Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Jamin's Daily Movie Review Time. John Carpenter, one of my favorites, horror film legend. Came across another a movie in his catalog that I rented for $4. It's called Prince of Darkness. And I think it's so cool how John Carpenter, he has a movie called Vampires, but the way it's stylized and headlined is John Carpenter's Vampires. Same thing right here. It's John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. And Prince of Darkness is a 1987 American horror film, supernatural horror film, that would be written and directed by John Carpenter, starring Donald Pleasance of Halloween fame. He plays a priest. This guy had been in a bunch of John Carpenter movies already, mainly Halloween. He plays the psychiatrist, Dr. Loomis. Okay, he's in this movie. Victor Wong, James Parker, and Lisa Blunt, to name a few. The second installment. This movie was what John Carpenter himself called the second installment of what he called his apocalypse trilogy, which started with The Thing in 1982 and concludes with In the Mouth of Madness, which was done in 1994. So this is in the middle, 87. So you know what? Now that I know this, we got to watch all three and have a review of each individually and then as a whole. But the film, it follows a group of quantum physics students in Los Angeles who are asked to assist a Catholic priest in investigating an ancient cylinder of liquid discovered in a monastery, which they come to find is actually a sentient liquid embodiment of Satan himself. Dun dun dun. One of the greatest things about John Carpenter is the soundtrack of his movies. I don't know what his musical talents or his musical education, all these other things, but he is a synth king. Electronic dance music, EDM, before it was even a thing, he was using it in horror film. And this movie won a Saturn Award, I think, for best soundtrack, and it's on par with all the other cool music. I was gonna play it, but I think it could get copyrighted, so you can find it on YouTube, folks. The soundtrack, it is amazing. Then the cast. We had Victor Wong, who plays the main professor, quantum physics professor, who the priest seeks out for help. And I remember Victor Wong most from being Walter in the Tremors. Remember Tremors, the movie? He's the owner of the general store, and he buys the grabber, the little snake thing, and for $10, and then sells them for photos. He ends up getting killed in that movie. Terrible, gruesome death. But in this movie, he plays a professor, and he does well. Jameson Parker is the main protagonist. He has a big old mustache in this movie. He has a ton of acting credits to his name. But what is most interesting about his Wikipedia page is that this guy was shot 2 times. He was assaulted with a handgun 2 times. No, he was shot 2 times. So only 1 time was he assaulted. By his neighbor, he was shot in the armpit. So in his armpit and in his right arm. Made a full recovery. And his neighbor was charged with attempted murder. But this was all over, allegedly, dog poop, dog waste. I guess maybe Jameson Parker's dog kept pooping in his neighbor's lawn. He had enough. But I found that to be pretty interesting. The Second, Jameson Parker's love interest is a lady named Lisa Blunt. I don't know the characters' names. Okay, we can look into it. But Lisa Blunt is a beautiful woman who later on, who's a great actor, is a good actor too. So she's attractive, good acting. So she's a great actress, and she ends up later on moving on into producing. She gets married to some guy, becomes a producer, and together they produce a short action film movie called The Accountant. Which I don't know. Did they end up turning that into a major motion picture, the one with Ben Affleck? I'm not sure. But that short film, she won an Academy Award for in like 2001 or something like that. So good for her. Sadly, she died young at 53 years old. The coroner never released an autopsy. Her mother has some thoughts. She had some medical issues, but died at 53. She was dead for 2 days before they found her. So sad story. Dennis Dunn plays a hilarious Asian character in this movie. He knows he plays the Asian guy. He mentions being Asian, like it's part of his character in the movie, and it's hilarious. He's comedic relief, but great timing. A good actor. If you look at his Wikipedia page, he was a working actor for a long time. Super funny. He's one of the only characters actually also to survive the actual make it to the end and live. Spoiler alert. Lastly, Alice Cooper, which in some of the movie promo they use his image as a street schizo, which is what the film credit actually uses. Street schizo, which is not really sympathetic to the mental health of the homeless. But that's what they call them. Street, it's a hard word. Street schizo. And I don't think he has a single line, but he makes several appearances in the movie. You'll see what happens, and why a bunch of... He's like the leader of the schizos who come alive during the movie. And lastly, folks... wait. I was going... The reasons to watch. Yes. The third reason to watch is this. There's epic 80s... Not only the soundtrack, but special effects, folks. The 80s special effects. Is this something... I've just gotten so tired of the green screen while I sit in front of one. But in the movies, all the green screen CGI, it's kind of fun in a way. I enjoy the old school special effects of these old horror films. It just gives it some character, and I don't know. I just dig it. It's hard to explain, but I'm a fan. Okay, folks. So, with that being said, John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. It's about an hour and 40 minutes or so. It's not a terribly long movie, and it's got it has your jump scares. Has a pretty. The plot in this movie alleges that Jesus was actually an extraterrestrial. Okay, folks, and in his battle versus some other aliens who's Satan, and this is like an artifact left of this situation of sorts that the church has been that the church is not even aware of. A special order, secret order of priests have been watching, and that's happens to be in this monastery. And this is where this takes place, folks. So I'm gonna give it, when it comes to 80s horror film, when it comes to this movie had a budget of $3 million, folks. All right, $3 million ends up making $14 million. Tripling the budget, runaway success, which is why he was able to continue to make more movies. You know, you have movies now with the best of money can buy, CGI, everything. They spend $400 million making the movie, and then it makes no money. It loses money. Okay? So that's the other reason to watch, is to give. Not every film needs to have $100 million budget to be good. And that's what I really like about these films too, folks. So stay tuned. Jamin's Daily Movie Review. John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. Check out. I'm going to make a couple shorts on this and tag this video. Please like and share. I'm at 92 subscribers, folks. Trying to get to 100. So please send this to a friend. Like and share Jamin's Daily. Find us on Facebook. Be our friend. Till the next time, stay tuned because the best is yet to come.